what's up to all you amazing educators out there? I'm so excited that you're joining us for another episode of Next Level Teaching, and I must admit, I'm still glowing. I talked about it last week, but we just launched our academy in Phoenix, Arizona, Next Level Leadership Academy. We partnered with Dr. Lily DeBlue, and our academy is in Phoenix, Arizona at the Pendergrass School District, and I just got back a few days ago from being back there, spending some time with the kids, so I'm still glowing up for that, and I can't wait to answer some of your questions today. Next Level Teaching, episode 13. Let's get it. Hey, so look, before we get into question number one, stay tuned at the end of this episode because I'm gonna tell you how you could be the next person that our company is gonna send on a cruise. All right, question number one, what you got?
Hey Jeremy, this is Terrella. With all of the media presence surrounding violence in the classroom, what would you say to teachers who are fearful of their students?
Okay, that's a great question. And can I just say it, it's sad that we live in a culture today, you know what I'm saying, where teachers fear their students, but it's real. You know, if you're in class and you see a really nasty fight break out and you see vicious violence and that student gets suspended for a week or so and they come back, there could be some fear there. So I would say, you know, you want to get them involved in the classroom, you want to have them help you some, you know, you want to earn their respect, all of that. But first off, to get rid of that fear is you want to kind of have a dialogue with them. That's the main thing I want to focus on. You want to dialogue with them. I once heard that people fear what they don't understand. And so with you want to make sure that you understand them. You have a little understanding or a little heads up or a little insight. What made them snap? What made them fight? How are things at home? Do they have some pent up anger? And after you talk to them, you might realize like, man, we're not so different. I can understand why you got so upset. I can understand why you had to viciously attack this person or why they attacked you. Like, it's not making any excuses, but maybe when you have some understanding, I believe that will decrease the fear. And then as you begin to dialogue and you build a relationship, maybe you give them some power. Maybe you make them an authoritative figure. No shameless plug, but in my book, Next Level Teaching, I have a chapter called Building Allies in the Classroom. So this is a great opportunity now for you to connect with those students and have them work on behalf of you in the classroom, okay? It's possible, but let me tell you something. You cannot teach and properly educate if you have fear in your heart. So let's build a dialogue. Let's see what's going on inside the heart of that student. You connect with their heart, they'll connect with your lesson plan. Great question. Question number two, what you got?
Hi Jeremy, what are some common barriers you see to academic progress in the classroom?
Great question. Okay, so what are some of the common barriers that we see that stops, slows down, or prohibits the academic process? There are several. I'll speak to a few of them. Parent involvement. You got some students in your class where they're super involved, they're really locked in. You know, you can call them and they got your back, and then you have some that's not as involved. You know what I'm saying? So you want to really find ways to connect with some of those parents. And so when I do training and professional development, I show teachers, when you start seeing warning signs, you reach out to those parents early. Hey, this is Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. I teach your son this grade in this class. I want you to know I see great things inside of them, and I would love to stay in contact with you throughout the school year so that we can continue to grow and help your child go to that next level. Do you mind if I stay in touch with you from time to time? That way you're not calling them out the blue. They don't know you from a can of paint, and you basically calling them saying your son or your daughter got issues. Even if you call them and say, I see some concerns, they gonna hear they were bad parents. So you jump at it ahead of time and you begin to really build that relationship. The next thing I would say is a lot of times there are lack of resources. And so with the lack of resources, you got some schools, they got all the resources they need. And you got some schools that's really struggling with it. And it's not fair. That's some issues with our government and our educational system. But you know what? As educators, we don't make excuses. So what we do now, because we don't have the resources that we need, there are charities, there are organizations, there are foundations that will fund the resources that you need. I was doing a professional development at one school in I think Oregon a few months ago, and this one teacher was telling me how he got drones donated and he got all sorts of things donated through this foundational organization. And I'm looking at him, and he got approximately like $20,000 worth of stuff for his classroom donated because the school system didn't have it. The school board wouldn't approve it. They were lacking funds, but he went above and beyond and spent a few weekends researching. So those are some of the things that you want to do for your students to level the playing field. And then culturally, things can be different. Socially, things can be different. You know, you have different kids with different personalities, different learning styles. They come from different worlds. So you want to find some ways to really connect with their hearts, to really connect with them, to help them go to that next level. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always easy. It can be challenging, but these are some of the things that we see common barriers come in place that stop our kids from growing and stop our kids from progressing. So we got to see a barrier, and we ask ourselves, how do we knock those barriers down? That's what we do as educators. We knock barriers down. We see challenges, we see hurdles, we see obstacles, we jump over them or we run through them. We do whatever we can so our kids get the absolute best opportunity so that they can grow up and be as amazing as they are. And that's why you're amazing, because when you show up, you're not just like, this the lesson plan. You're like, okay, this the lesson plan, but let me put together a plan for your life to help you go to the next level. So whatever those barriers are, there are several barriers. I see some barriers at some schools that's not necessarily a barrier at other schools. Our world is filled with barriers. The question is when we find the barriers, do we have what it takes inside of us to knock those barriers down? And I believe you do that. All right. Question number 3. What you got?
Hi, my name is Diana Starr, and I work here at Eastside High School in Covington, Georgia. So how do you keep kids motivated that aren't particularly motivated by sports, parents, and their peers?
Okay, so that's good. So thanks for what you do. And I can feel your excitement, your passion. You probably motivate kids without even knowing you motivate them. So this is what I'll say. A lot of students I've come across, they're not motivated by their peers, because them and their peers, they're in the same stuck position. And they're not motivated by their parents or their family, because their parents or their family might be struggling and haven't accomplished many things. And they might not be motivated by sports, because they might not be that athletic. So now you got to give them exposure. All right, you got to open up their mind. You got to open up their world. You got to show them what's happening across the country, what's happening across the world. You got to let them know what's available to them. So whether it's through videos, whether it's through books, whether it's through field trips, you've got to find creative ways to let them know. You can be a music producer. You can be a music technician. You know what I'm saying? You can rock arenas. You know what I'm saying? You can go into the culinary arts. You know, you can start your own company, your own business. Like, let them know, even though your friends might not be doing much and your parents are struggling, doing the best they can, but they haven't produced much, and you're not going to be the next NBA, baseball, hockey, or basketball player. You've got a brain. There is something inside you, so expose them. That's what happened to me. I started getting exposed to some things. I started seeing what people before me did and what they were able to accomplish, and I realized they human just like me. So the next thing I ask myself is, if they can do it, how come I can't do it? That's why in our curriculum, Next Level Teaching, after every lesson, there's a section called Don't Take My Word for It. And that's where we interview and we talk about Phil Jackson and Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey, you know, and Steve Jobs. And then we also have some regular people who are not icons, but we show them doing extraordinary things. You've got to expose your students. So we put that in our curriculum because we're all about the whole child. We're all about the social emotional learning. We want these kids to know you're not an accident, you have a purpose, you're here for a reason. And this is the lesson plan that we're focusing on with that positive behavior, that PBIS. We're focusing on this, but look at how this person overcame and look how this person experienced greatness. And now they're like, man, they're human just like me. So my message to you and every other teacher across the globe watching this video, you gotta expose your students to more. Let them know what they can achieve, what they can accomplish, what they can have, what they can attain. And I believe that alone will eventually begin to stimulate and motivate something inside of you. Now, I wanna let you all know what I've been doing to motivate and to show love and to show affirmation to teachers across the country. So as you know, the Jeremy Anderson Group is on a mission to reach 1 million teachers this year. So last year we reached 1 million students, and I'm still speaking to high schools and middle schools, elementary schools across the country. But now we're being more intentional to speak life, hope, train, and motivate teachers. So I'll be doing convocations in school districts and professional development all throughout the year, all over the country. But to show you how much we appreciate you, how much we value you, To give you a little token of our appreciation, the Jeremy Anderson Group is sending teachers all over America on a cruise. So I'm really excited. Watch this video to learn more about what we're doing and visit our website so you can nominate a teacher or a staff member at your school. I'll see you next week. Hey, what's up my people? Jeremy here. And as you know, this year, we're on a mission to reach 1 million teachers. So I'll be traveling that much more, speaking at convocations in school districts all over the country doing professional development. Now, to show these teachers how much we appreciate them, the Jeremy Anderson Group is going to be sending 5 teachers on the cruise. That's right, and you don't just have to be a teacher. You can be an administrator, a counselor, social worker, bus driver, cafeteria lady. We're going to send 5 of you this year on the cruise. We'll be partnering with our friends at Royal Caribbean to create an experience you'll never forget. And we're taking care of everything. That's right, we're gonna send a limo ride to your house to pick you up. We're gonna take care of the round trip flight, and then we're gonna take care of the cruise as well. But I must admit, there is a catch. You can't go alone. Somebody has to go with you. And guess what? We're gonna pay for them as well. So we can be a spouse, it can be another teacher, it can be a friend or a child, but we're sending you on the cruise and we're going to spoil you because you deserve it. So if you want to nominate an educator at your school, visit jeremyanderson.org, click on Cruise Getaway, and all the details will be there. I'll see you in 2019 as we take this to the next level. Hey, what's up my people? Look, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check this out. I've got so many more in store for you. So subscribe and do me a favor. Please leave me a comment, an emoji, a thumbs up, something. Let me know you're feeling it. Me and my team put so much energy, time, and effort into it, and it's free for you. Just let me know you're feeling what we're putting out here, and I'll see y'all real soon. Leave a comment. Peace.